Rhea Ripley's WarGames mask was made by the Fiend's mask designer. Jason Baker helped design the protective mask Rhea Ripley wore at Survivor Series. Baker is the artist responsible for helping to create the Fiend's mask for Bray Wyatt. The artist also turned Wyatt's old gear into new ring gear for Bo Dallas's in-ring debut as Uncle Howdy. Rhea Ripley was sporting a pretty unique, but still very intimidating look for her WarGames win at Survivor Series. Since a facial injury that was initially rumored to keep her out of action for months is still healing, Ripley needed to wear a protective mask to ensure a rogue strike didn't make the injury any worse. Rather than popping on a standard, plain piece of protective face wear, Ripley went to someone with an impressive resume when it comes to wrestling masks. Jason Baker designed Rhea Ripley's Survivor Series mask. That someone is Jason Baker. Was a close friend of the late Bray Wyatt and is the makeup effects artist responsible for creating the iconic Fiend mask the Eater of Worlds wore during what would be the final run of his career. Baker took to social media after his newest wrestling mask made its debut at Survivor Series to speak on how challenging it was to turn Ripley's protective mask into something fitting of her character and the occasion. Such a unique challenge incorporating Rhea's actual protective face mask into something elaborate and still functional. A huge thank you to my awesome crew who worked a 14-hour shift with me on Thanksgiving Day to make sure we made our quick turnaround deadline. It seems Ripley didn't have the idea to have a unique mask created until pretty late in the day, seemingly speaking with Baker just 2 days before Survivor Series. Either that or the more likely scenario that Ripley and Baker happened to be talking and stumbled on the idea of the latter making something unique for the former ready for her WarGames appearance and sprung into action. While the turnaround for Wyatt's Fiend gear wouldn't have been nearly as tight, Baker is well acquainted with the wrestling world and will have known how fast-paced things need to be, and clearly he and his team did a fantastic job despite the time constraints. Baker has been working with WWE on other projects since Wyatt's passing. Despite Wyatt's passing, this isn't the first time Baker has worked with WWE on a project since the former world champion tragically passed away at the age of just 36. The artist, who is also well known in the music world for working on some of Slipknot's iconic masks, has seen items he created for Wyatt that never made it onto TV featured in WWE 2K24. Baker has also been helping Bo Dallas with some of his gear, as Wyatt's brother has continued to pay homage to his brother as the leader of the Wyatt Six. The gear Dallas wore for his first ever match earlier this year had items from Wyatt's ring attire incorporated into its design.